The Boys is one of the most realistic superhero shows ever, and you know why? Because it dares to ask the question every other superhero story is too scared to admit. What if people with godlike powers didn't want to save the world? They just wanted to sell it back to you on a t-shirt. And yet, for all its gritty realism, The Boys is also hilariously unrealistic, because somehow a bunch of regular, angry humans are out here punching above their weight class. Literally. Today we're going to be diving into why The Boys is both the most realistic and the most absurd superhero story ever told. Let's start with The Boys. Feels like more like a Marvel or DC project. No secret fortresses, no I fight for justice speeches, just corruption, media control, and billion-dollar corporate lies. The supes in The Boys aren't noble heroes, they're influencers, CEOs, political weapons, and that's pretty much the point. If real people had superpowers, let's be honest, most of them wouldn't put on capes and save kittens. They'd do brand deals on Instagram and run for office. Homelander is literally Superman. If Superman had mommy issues and a god complex, and the scariest part, he doesn't care what anyone thinks, as long as he's loved. Sound familiar? Vought is terrifying, not only because it's evil, but because it's realistic. A private company making billions off of superheroes? That's iconic. That's also fiction. That's just Amazon with capes. But now let's flip it, because for all the show's gritty realism, why is Billy Butcher not dead like 20 times over? This man is just a very angry British dude with a trench coat and a foul mouth. And he's going to be toe-to-toe with Homelander? Homelander! Like, this is a Pomeranian picking a fight with a jet engine. Like, Homelander could have killed Billy Butcher thousands of times, and yet he still uses him as an excuse to not getting what he wants. And Huey, Huey is basically a human anxiety attack in Kansas, and yet somehow he keeps surviving. He's out here doing like crazy shit, dodging laser vision and surviving explosions, all while looking like he's works at Best Buy. Don't get me wrong, I love human characters. They have heart, trauma, and actual personalities, but every time Frenchie goes into a building with nothing but a tool belt and a vibe, I wonder how he's still breathing once he gets out. Like, the truth is, in real life, nobody without powers would survive a day in the Boys universe. One wrong look at Homelander and you're street soup. He kills random people on the street that he doesn't even fucking know. And how can a show be both realistic and totally insane at the same time? Because The Boys isn't trying to be a documentary, it's satire. It exaggerates the world so we can recognize our own. The soups and symbols of unchecked power, whether this is political, corporate, or even celebrity culture. And the human characters, they're not realistic because they're supposed to inspire us. They represent resistance. They fight back. The people who say, no, you don't get to burn the world down just because you have laser eyes. So yeah, Butcher would probably be done in season 1, episode 2, but him still standing, that's part of the fantasy. A fantasy where a little guy can punch the gods and maybe even win, but who knows? The Boys is the most realistic superhero show. Don't get me wrong, they have realism on another point. The Avengers is mostly just rich dudes in suits and some guys who got freaking powers after they were born. But yet again, if there's people who were born with powers, they don't want anything to do with them. Like, that doesn't make any sense. In this show, people are born with powers, but are they? No, they've been lying to us the entire time. They pay people a shit ton of money to get their kids to become superheroes, and you know what they do when they're superheroes? They either become really, really nice, because that's the environment they were put into, or they become like Homelander. A guy who was literally just living his life as a kid, and, you know, he was being bullied for it. And now he kills people for fun. And that's why I'm surprised Billy Butcher has not died yet. Billy Butcher is the main enemy to Homelander, and Homelander's just walking around him like he's not even gonna hurt him. Because Because he isn't. He literally took Homelander to go see his wife. Like, Homelander's wife. You guys would have to watch the show to get it, but, like, he could have killed Homelander right there. But no, he had to go on and show that his wife's alive just to make Billy Butcher have more of a reason to fucking kill Homelander. Tell me how that makes sense. Tell me how that makes sense. It absolutely does not make sense. The Boys is the most realistic superhero show. That's the last time I will say it, because it reflects in the darkness in real people. It is also the most unrealistic, which is the last time I will say that, because it dares to believe people without powers can still make a difference. Because they can't. And honestly, that's the kind of story we need right now. Smash that like button. Smash the subscribe button for more deep dives, and let me know in the comments, which soup do you think is more terrifying if they were real? I'll be reading with Compound V in hand. Peace out, guys. Please subscribe. I'm lonely.